It's truly all just a matter of time. So, this is our tea episode. This has been Symmetry on the importance of taking your snake, taking your ability to communicate, taking your ability to project your vision out, taking your 19 and making it 20, connecting with yourself and creating a bigger space, cultivating a bigger garden that supports your ability to connect. And now, spirits that resonate with you can come connect with you. And now you can express way more of your S. Like, that's what's lit. So instead of your snake just slithering around into groups and like trying to relate with people and hang out, instead you build your own structure that actually allows you to cultivate fruits and cultivate gifts that you can use to share with people who want to connect with your structure. And that's what the tree is truly about. And then the tree gets to build a very harmonious ecosystem of all these bugs, all these bees and spiders and spirits who want to take on bodies to support the tree and become part of the branching out communications. And then everything from there is just natural. And it only makes sense to go this route when you actually want to connect in a stable way. Like, this is why the most stable way to make money, quote unquote, is to build your own business, is to make your own thing, create your own corporation. Because now you're going to be able to express way more of your imagination and your feelings, and you get all the benefits from that because it's all an expression of your individuality. And from there, you're actually going to be more fulfilled in life, because now when people do connect with you and people do relate with you, you feel like it's not a waste of time. You are, because you're serving yourself, everyone knows who you are. That's what's awesome about me making my mind, making my business of Mercury a corporation of Symmetry, the Callaway capital here. It's all about just being completely congruent inside of oneself. So now I get to build my business while having people understand where I'm coming from, instead of me working on a corporation or building someone else's company where I'm constantly underneath the shadow of whatever projection they have for me and how they're just consuming my life then. Like, literally, that's death. Literally, I'm here creating new life for all of us. Like, imagine if my time was being consumed by having to be a slave, instead of me using my ability to create the circumstances where we can all be more creative. And then I continue fasting and I continue raising my vibration and creating circumstances where we can all connect and be even more creative and level up together. Like, of course, one is life and one is death. One is beneficial and harmonious and helpful for the universe. The other defeats the whole purpose of me actually being called away from my space. So this is why I'm so passionate as Hermes about your ST ability. Your ability to connect with yourself, wrap your snake around your soul repeatedly to create your own tree. That is what we want to see. As real gods in the universe, up in higher dimensions, we want to see you happy in your soul, so that when you naturally create life, it shows that, and it's not you feeling unfulfilled and consuming fruits that we created, but instead you're bringing your own fruits and able to share all these awesome things that you have from your own space. And now we can share together and we can connect. And this is what it means to be indigenous. This is what it was like in North, South, and Central America when we had stuff popping off. I mean, I left way before like the colonization stuff because I'm aware of all waves, actually. Like, that's the whole point of the last episode was spirits just ingraining that even more in me as Chase. Like, hey, let's show you as a snake how to ride a wave. All right, so here's the wave here. Connect with this person. You can communicate. Now get out because it's starting to get heavy. You're waiting too long in this connection now. So I love him. We are connected in the astral realm. That's the whole point. He would say that like almost every meeting, honestly. And I'm on board every single time. So he's a good man. He's literally dealing with a very whack system constantly attacking him, and him being unaware, trying to find his spirituality inside of an English language that's only working against him. Everything inside this English language, everything made with English up to this point, up to Hermes, up till Chase Clarence Calloway has materialized into reality, has only been created to enslave you. None of it has been spiritual up until this point. Up until the point that I fasted 24 days and I really started communicating in these levels. The whole point of English, that's the point of me decolonizing the Emerald Tablets. So watch that series if you haven't. Because everything with the Emerald Tablets is literally them taking what I am actually talking about here as I'm growing the symmetry and twisting it into lies that are only meant to enslave your mind and trap your soul. So that now they can consume your tea. Now they can drink your tea. Now they can destabilize your spine and eat all your fruit. Now you have no gifts for yourself. They're consuming all your gifts and they don't even appreciate them. Like, what would I look like at this point? Not being an individual, not fasting, not doing decolonize your face, and instead going back to the American diet, eating, trying to eat whatever 3 times a day, trying to constantly have my attention consumed by what other people's attention is consumed by, and then working for a white supremacist slave master instead of my indigenous God self. Like, it would make no sense for me to connect with God on this level and then think that I still need to serve someone who's telling me that I'm an extension of their God, and that in and of itself has allowed them to consume everything that I already have created as God. So it's time for me as God to more consciously communicate my way out of connecting with this other spirit who's telling me that I'm not God, so that now I can play God for them. And now I can build their corporation, I can build their business, I can build their new world order instead of building my own home, instead of building my own hermetic heaven, instead of actually expressing myself as Hermes Trismegistus. Because no one cares about me out here. What? Like, no one cares about who I am. No one, what? No one cares about who I am. Only I care about who I am. Only I can communicate about who I am as a spirit, and then the more I communicate that into existence and it connects with individuals, now individuals start to care. But it's all based on ideas of what I do right now. I have to care about myself first before others will care about me. If I constantly work for it, if I'm constantly slaving away for someone who doesn't care about me, that means I don't care about myself, and now my life is going to waste for someone who can't even appreciate it. I'm just a cog in their machine. And their machine is the reason I'm here. Their machine is causing climate change. Their machine is using religion to sponsor the genocide of indigenous peoples. This is it, baby. This is the tea. Straight up. Welcome to episode 20 of Synchronicity. This is the motherfucking tea. Truly. We are all sipping on our connections. That is what tea is, the 20. When we sip on our connections, we sit down with spirits and we're consuming our feelings about the memories that we have created with other spirits. That's what water is, memory. We've created memories with other spirits, and now we can connect with them in ways that allow us to learn more about ourselves. And that looks like communicating about what we've gone through in the past, sipping on the tea. It doesn't need to get into gossip energy. Gossip energy is, again, when it's unproductive, when it's not actually building something that supports connections. That's the point. This is the tea. We are actually creating a better and bigger structure as we sip on our tea. All right, so we're metaphysical with it. We got our full ST ability right here. Our full Caduceus flow going. Our snake isn't actually going out of its space as we talk about life. We're not just speaking out of our space. We are connecting with ourselves so that when we do speak, it is building something that supports who we truly are. Boom. The symmetry, baby. It's lit. We're here. So, I love you a lot. All I want for you is to fast, get psychedelic, enjoy your life, and more consciously connect and communicate with the people, the spirits that you want to consciously connect and communicate with. And that's going to naturally build the structure that allows you to build the family of people that you truly want to be with through lifetimes. Because I want you to set yourself up for lifetimes. We're talking about setting our structures up. We're talking about setting our families up for lifetimes. Like, I'm in the space where I know my family. Like, I know who I've already been connected with. That's why, again, like, I can't do anything but what I'm doing right now. Because I have my whole family supporting me. I'm being completely backed. It's the whole point. You can't let family down. Family holds you accountable. Alright, and we want to be held accountable. Spiritually, we really do. When we want to be the best versions of ourselves, we know that we can't do that alone. So it takes us connecting with other spirits that also want us to be the best versions of ourselves so that they can coach us. That's the point of a physical trainer, right? That's the point of having someone who can coach you through exercises. And clearly you want to do the exercises, but you perhaps would not have gone nearly as hard or been nearly as motivated if you were doing them alone, because you didn't have someone projecting into your space. The point of a coach is that they get to project into you, like, hey, you can do more. And you're like, I wasn't thinking that. I'm reflecting upon the exercise right now, and actually it really hurts. I want to stop. But the coach is there projecting, like, nah, you can do it. And there you are. So the coach is the S, right? So like the coach is like projecting their ideas into you, like, you can give me more laps, you can give me more reps, you can give me more weight, all that. And you, as the T, as the soul mind, you are getting wrapped around that snake, and you become stronger. And now you can actually take flight and realize who you truly are based on if you can actually get through the reps. And then of course a good coach isn't fully an S, or else they'll completely sting you and you'll hate them. But the point is that they're enough of a snake to inspire you to speak more of your imagination into existence, which looks like writing your story by moving your mind, moving your muscles with your mind, using your mind to move your muscles so that you can exercise, work out whatever feelings you want to work out, and create the body that you would like to use to sustain your life. Boom. ST ability. But that's how it works with a coach and a trainee. A good coach will see, like, okay, I'll stop projecting because you've clearly done enough, and now I'll project good things. But regardless, the coach is the S. The coach is the one projecting ideas into your space, and then you as the T are reflecting and connecting with that. And then that helps you realize who you truly are, and it's lit. So this is just nature. All right, ST ability, baby. Sipping on tea, we're talking, we're communicating, we're learning about who we truly are based on how we communicate and based on how people censor our communications. Because now we get to learn about these spirits. How come we're going through a pandemic that we can't even talk about? Why is the government so hyper obsessed? Like, most of their energy truly seems to be going towards stopping people from talking about the pandemic, which makes no sense. Like, in general, why would you want to stop people? Why would you want to censor people from talking about the pandemic they're going through if you're trying to learn more about it? Like, if you're organically trying to learn about this virus that is killing everyone in the planet with a 99 point whatever percent survival rate, this virus that's decimating the planet with its 99% survival rate, if you really wanted to learn more about it, you would let everyone openly communicate it. You would let everyone speak about it so that you could gather information. You wouldn't be constantly working to censor and like trying to pass bills to stop people from being able to talk about it in videos, and like trying to pass bills that would let you monitor people texting about it. You wouldn't be like, it's insane. It's literally boo. Like, that's so obviously not a pandemic. Like, there's so obviously like, we're breathing fine. It's so obviously not it. It's so obviously you putting out an idea that you are now weaponizing and saying that we can't talk about, yet we're going through. So we need to get injections because we're suffering from the idea that you're projecting into our space, but you're not even letting us communicate about how we're fine. So what's up? Like, do you want to learn about how we're doing or not? Because we're communicating about how we're fine, and you want to communicate how we're not fine. So we need you, and that looks like us getting heavy metal toxic garbage injected into our bloodstream. Yes, these sadistic serpents using my caduceus are more than happy to build their living off of destroying your body with their pharmaceutical medications and their injections and their metal. So you have free will. You know, right now you're tapped into the root of the symmetry. You're rolling with Tahuti Trismegistus. It seems like you're much healthier than people who are on that wave at this point. So again, I'm not in control of who you are. There's anything that I've learned from all of my life experiences, it is that I am not in control of circumstances outside of myself. This is why connections are so important, because life is only possible outside of you because of connections. And that starts with your cells being able to connect through water fast. Your cells being able to connect through water and then communicating is literally making your life possible. And everything from there is a reflection of such. Everything from there is a reflection of how you require to make connections so that you can continue to express your individuality. Otherwise, who are you expressing your individuality to? Yourself? You're God alone? That sounds about right. Everyone's God alone. So now we're all expressing our individuality to ourselves before we express it into the groups that are created by individuals who first had to connect with themselves before building a structure together. So here we are. Welcome to the symmetry. I love you very much. You are truly an infinite individual. You are truly a spirit that is completely beyond my conception. Completely beyond my conception. Like, I'm not even going to act like I can conceive of what you create. I'm never here to limit you. I am literally, truly only here to build things that encourage your ability to express more of your infinite nothingness into something that makes sense for all of us to relate upon, so you can actually feel like you're understood. You can actually feel like you're connecting with others. You can actually feel like it is worth it to talk to someone because you have crafted a language and you have crafted light and art, and you have used your mind in a way that has allowed you to communicate how you really feel. And because you can do that in such a Mercurian symmetry to Hootie, Hermes, Trismegistus, tripling your C, Chase Clarence Calloway, psychedelic psychopomp type way, now you feel like you're connecting with spirits in a way that allows you to cycle through your emotions forever. And this is what truly powers the universe. This is my role as Mercury. This is why I built Mercury. Because it's all about communication and me being super passionate about all the ways in which we use communication to build the life that we are experiencing right now. That is the tree. That is the 20. It's just a matter of time until you expand how you connect with others. Because life is only going to lead to you learning how to connect better with yourself and you learning how to build something that allows you to connect with this new version of yourself. Right? Because once you connect with yourself, once you become more individual, you're not relatable anymore. So the only way you can be relatable is to actually build something that other people can relate with. You can't go relating into the same structures that you were inside of before. You're going to be perceived by people the same way you were perceived before, and then you're just going to get lost in the projection. So when you actually perceive yourself a different way, you literally have to project out and then reflect and build that structure. But it starts with projection. Literally right here, me building the symmetry, I have to project my voice so that these words actually matter. If I wasn't projecting my voice, these words wouldn't really matter. If I wasn't projecting my voice, then these words actually might not hit you. See, like, you can't even hear the words if I'm not projecting my voice. When we have no better way to describe it other than saying projection, because this is what it is. It's just a matter of me being intelligent with my projection and actually sitting down and turning it into a podcast, instead of me using my individuality like a snake to just go out and communicate with other gardens. Because that's what we're talking about. Snakes go into other gardens, or they stay in their own garden. When you as a snake wrap around your own tree, you can take flight. And now you can be the bird with the caduceus, and you can see how everything's connected. You can look at all the gardens. You can look at all the connections and all the simulations in the universe. And that's how I, as Mercury, do my messages. That's how I'm able to communicate with the dead. Because the dead are alive. They're just alive somewhere else. That's the whole point. Our death animates the life we're in right now. So the body that you're in right now only matters because you are projecting your ability to die into it. That's why your body's constantly transforming. And now you're using your ability to die, using your ability to to transform, to create life into this vessel and sustain life as long as possible. Which is then why you're so conscious about wanting to live as long as possible, basically. Or at the very least, like, have the highest quality of life. And that almost always involves building a structure that supports who you are as an individual. And that again takes you actually connecting with your spirit so that you can communicate with yourself to realize who you truly are beyond all the light and information of this world. So that is it for episode 20 of Synchronicity. I hope this was helpful for you. Let's continue to grow. Let's expand upon this. I'm excited for further conversation. Always. I mean, that's what life is about. Like, that's what I'm about. As a Gemini, like, I'm so excited for further conversation. That's why having this TikTok of symmetry taken is so hurtful. But again, just lessons. I have the memories. I'm stronger. I can communicate better as Tahuti Trismegistus, actually. And I'll be symmetry on Clapper. So then as symmetry, I can smoke. I can fast. I can talk about whatever I want. As Tahuti, I'll still fast. I just have to talk about it differently. And there's no smoking or vaping or anything with Tahuti Trismegistus. Because even though TikTok wants to show me dogs literally eating each other with blood all over the sidewalk and 1.6 million views on that video, and it wants to show me women being objectified and just a bunch of other wild garbage that is way more harmful for kids than me talking about the health benefits of fasting, they want to shut me down. So I have to learn from that. And all I can do is be in control of how I communicate, be in control of my circumstances, and my circumstances are nothing. But then that's where I have built Mercury as a representation of my circumstances when I connect with the universe. I have many circumstances internally. Mercury is my circumstance when I connect with the universe. So now I can express my individuality in a way that makes sense. Boom. And that's where I get called away into simulations like this. And it's lit. We got it popping. Peace.